We have the Deputy Secretary for the Ministry of Mines, Energy and Electrification now appearing before the committee in terms of Head 28. Deputy Secretary and your team, thank you so much for coming. You've been part of this process in the past, so I'm sure that you know the arrangements and the protocols involved in this hearing. But let's get straight into the hearing. In terms of your bid for 2026 budget, you have a huge drop here, or the overall envelope, something like about 47%, I think. Just tell us what's going to happen, because you know a lot of the promises, you know, that we have in the hope to take our country forward, given the decline in the other sectors, logging in particular, will be lifted by the mining sector. So what does that mean in terms of monitoring, compliance, and all these regulatory responsibilities that the ministry is vested with the powers under law, you know, to carry out? And it reflects the same too in terms of the funding mix, you know, between recurrent and development. I think it's good that, you know, more of the money goes into the development, something like, you know, a recurrent of 40% and roughly around 60% or 59% in the development budget, yeah? So how now that one, yeah? Is it that, you know, we have not bidded very well? What has gone wrong in the when you did the bidding for resources? I would have thought that, you know, you should continue to be given additional resources, you know, continue to have that resources available, because, you know, you are the ones that are going to monitor investment activities in the in a sector that will lift a lot of burden that is going now going to be, you know, given away from, you know, another sector, which is the logging sector. So what does that mean? Please inform the committee on that. And also for next year, in terms of the fiscal strategy, every hope is given to this sector, the mining sector, including even the reflection in the corporate tax and other tax revenues. All hope seems to be given to this sector. So how does, you know, it sort of, you know, show a mismatch the priorities for next year? Maybe we can start off with that question first. Deputy, can you address the committee in that respect, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Chairman of Public Accounts Committee and your members, and thank you for the opportunity for the Ministry of Mines, Energy and Rural Electrification to appear before you. By way of introduction, sir, we have with us our directors. I'm happy that you made reference to sector because, Lodea, as you probably know, fighting division versus sectors, yeah. So with us is we have our directors, respective directors and deputies. Unfortunately, we don't have the one for petroleum this morning, sir. He's unwell, and Deputy Director and team are on the field. Also with us is we have a team from Salmon Water and Salmon Power. Also with us is our Deputy Director, Deputy Project Manager for the Tina River Hydro Project Office. So thank you, sir. I will probably present our submission for Public Accounts Committee. Chairman, honorable members of the Public Accounts Committee, thank you for the opportunity to present the Ministry of Mines, Energy, Rural Electrification submission for 2026 Appropriation Bill. I will provide a structured overview covering our institutional mandate, financial year 2025 performance and achievements, budget execution, contribution to SIG strategic priorities, proposed financial year 2026 programs, reforms and key risk, funding requirements and constraints for financial year 2026. Institutional mandate, sir and members, Chairman, MERE operates under a number of enabling legislations. She will appreciate including the Mines and Mineral Act and associated regulations, the Electricity Act and SOE Act, the Water Resource and River Waters Act, the Petroleum Exploration and Extended Continental Shelf Acts. We oversee two major state-owned enterprises, as you know, Salmon Power, SIA, and Salmon and Swat Authority, SIWA. Our work directly supports the national energy security, water resource management, geological and geohazard monitoring, minerals governance, petroleum regulation, and national revenue mobilization. Financial year 2026 budget envelope summary, as you made reference to earlier, sir, for financial year 2026, MERE has been allocated with recurrent revenue, SPD 9.6 million, recurrent expenditure, SPD 20.6 million, recurrent envelope is 10.9 million deficit. Development budget, SPD 30 million, that's cut by 27 million compared to this year. Chairman, this reflects the scale and technical complexity of our responsibilities across the natural resource sector. Sir, for financial year 2025 performance and achievements, honorable members, allow me to highlight key achievement by division. Geological Survey Division, procurement of major geochemical and petrology equipment. You will appreciate that there's a supplementary of 10 million this year. Progress towards construction of the National Geochemical Laboratory, mapping, digitalization, and geotech improvements crucial for investment promotion. Water Resource Division, sir, and members, trailing programs benefiting communities in multiple provinces, a review of Watson policy, successful hosting of the PWWA conference in August, development of a new national hydrology data system. For Energy Division, hosting of the National Energy Summit, establishment of the Energy Task Force, initiation of regulatory reforms, tariff review, regulatory framework, and sectoral restructuring. Petroleum Division, petroleum legislation review now underway, steering committee appointed, 2 extended continental shelf submissions launched with the UN, research and collaboration on OTEC renewable energy potential. Mines Division, Mineral Resource Bill 2025, progress to Parliament, effective inspection of mining and prospecting operations, enhanced compliance, including recovery of outstanding royalties. Chairman, these achievements demonstrate active delivery against SIG's financial year 2025 reform commitments. For budget execution for 2025, recurrent budget 62% committed and 38% dispersed by October 2025. We expect similar levels by end of year. Spending control due to procurement, recruitment, timing, and operational constraints. Development budget, sir, 50% commitment and 50% disbursement as of October. Main implementation constraints relate to specialized procurements, shipping delays, and technical capacity. Contribution to SIG strategic priorities. Our financial year 2025, financial year 26 programs directly support national priorities, governance and transparency, modernization of the minerals, energy, water, and petroleum laws, strengthen inspection, compliance, and enforcement, economic growth and revenue, royalty administration strengthened, geological data and mapping improve, investor confidence, energy sector reforms aim to lower tariffs and increase access. Sustainable development, sir, environmental compliance inspections, water resource governance reforms, research into clean and renewable energy systems. Community and social stability, rural water drilling, hydrology monitoring, landowner consultations. Mining compliance reviews, protecting landowner rights. 7 is for financial year 2026 program priorities. Chairman, the Ministry's financial year 2026 work program focus on major reforms and service delivery improvements. For Water Resource Division, drafting and consultation for new water resource bill, hydrological surveys and drilling, provincial consultations on water governance. Geological Survey Division for construction of the National Geochemical Laboratory, National Mineral Occurrence and Prospectivity Mapping, and strengthening of geohazards monitoring. For Energy Division, Electricity Act amendments, establishment of an independent energy regulator, development of the SI Energy Roadmap and Energy Bill, and provincial consultations on energy reforms. For Petroleum Division, sir, completion of the petroleum legislation assessment, midstream petroleum policy development, OTEC Renewable Energy Research Partnership with USP and SPC. For Mines Division, it's implementation of the new Minerals Bill, it's establishment of Solomon Islands Mineral Advisory Council, CIMAC, drafting of new mining regulations, mining corridor feasibility study, and support for coal rich expansion and national mineral development. These reforms, Chairman and members, collectively strengthen governance, boost the investor confidence, position the sector for long-term growth. Financial year 2026 key performance indicators, Water Resource Bill submitted to Parliament, Geochemical Laboratory ready for operations, 1:250,000 national mineral map and 1:100,000 mineral provincial maps completed, Electricity Act amended and independent regulatory framework operational, petroleum legislation assessment completed, Mineral Resource Bill 2026 fully implemented with improved licensing and compliance monitoring. Chairman said there are risk and mitigation factors that are important for us to look into. The key risks include funding and procurement delays, technical capacity shortages in specialized areas, power and telecom outages affecting monitoring systems, access challenges during field operations, interagency coordination delays for major reforms. Mitigation strategies included staged implementation, capacity building, donor engagement, digital system upgrades, and strengthened project management. For financial year 2026 funding constraints, Chairman, the Ministry notes two critical funding constraints: recurrent budget cut, office rent bid reduced from SPD 2.5 million to 1.5, immediate impact, relocation to new office cannot occur as planned in early 2026. Development budget cut, fixed service grant reduced to 0. This limits support to SIWA and restricts provincial drilling and hydrology equipment procurement. These reductions directly affect service delivery in both the water and energy sectors. Closing remarks, sir, Chairman and honorable members. MERE remains committed to strengthening governance, promoting sustainable resource development, and enhancing national revenue. Our financial year 2026 program is ambitious but essential. The Ministry will continue to implement critical reforms, improve accountability, and deliver tangible benefits to the people of Solomon Islands. We respectfully seek the committee's support for our 2026 budget allocations to ensure these national priorities are achieved. Sir, we acknowledge the fact that there are funding cuts in our budget for 2026. Having said that, we're still happy with what is given to us, and we will work with our stakeholders and parties to hopefully support our gaps. Thank you, Chairman. The MERE team present in this hearing. Welcome any question from the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, PS. And my apology that I didn't recognize, didn't mention, not recognize, but mention the presence of other sectors within your ministry as well, the energy and the water resource section. Thank you. Welcome to the hearing.
That's right.
So it seems that the financing considerations that have been given to you, I mean, let's start off with the mining sector first. So do you think that will really affect the work in the mining sector with regards to monitoring, compliance, enforcement, with the cuts that has been made? Is that what is notable in the way that the resources have been awarded to you, Secretary?
If you address it first, then Chairman, I will provide that opportunity to the Director of Mines. I will add something.
Director, yeah.
Thank you, Chairman, PAC. So with regards to the budget that we're looking forward for 2026, actually, for Mines Division, we have an increase there. Like for recurrent, where we used to be at 932,000, now we are looking at a budget of 1 million. And for development budget, since how many years ago, it used to be 1.5. For 2026, we're looking at 8.5 million. So for us, like we see there's an increase there. Even though I think the overall, there's a decrease for the overall, but for my sector, we see an increase allocated to us. Thank you.
What about that geotech laboratory provision that was made in the supplementary? Has that been taken into account in the overall resources that have been given?
So, that's right. So Chairman, you will appreciate from the development budget, the drop is actually for the support towards SIWA. Ideally, the division still have what they should have for development budget. If I can ask our HR manager to explain.
Sorry, I'm still asking a specific question to the director here.
Yeah.
What about the geotech laboratory?
That will certainly come under Chairman, under the Geological Survey Division. Okay. So probably I'll give that opportunity to the director.
All right, thank you, Chair. So for the geology, which look after the geochemical laboratory, there is also an increase of 4 million into our budget. So that is an increase of 4 million. Last year our budget was only 1.4 million, but this year we have an increase of 4 million. So we have a 5 million budget. So that is an increase to the budget that we usually receive. We are looking forward to deliver with the budget that we.
But the meeting says supplementary 16 million. No more?
16 or 30?
We were only given 10 million. Yeah.
So you will take them now, use them now? How much of it have you used?
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Leader. From the expending of the 10 million so far, I would say we're spending about 80% now. So you will appreciate that the procurement of the specialized equipment for the geochem lab is something that takes time. Our suppliers actually from Australia and Papua New Guinea. The most recent submissions are now with the Central Tender Board, with the Ministry of Finance.
So before end of December, we will spend them 10 years. No good CTB, no say no sami mitu. No good no mimit go Christmas next year more by travel mona. 10 years no mona. And 4 no you got him 4.5. That's a real.
Well, I can acknowledge that, Chair and Leader, for the Central Tender Board schedules, something that we don't have control over. So we are only inquiring from them, from the Traffic Procurement Unit, from time to time in our submissions. Thank you.
But this is all about you being resourced properly. So our question is, are you still going to have that resources available for this year or even next year? If you can't make it this year, will you still have it next year? Because only 4 million normal, yeah? So it seems to Seems that you're slipping away from the priority that you presented in the supplementary, which based on your explanation at that time, this is going to be a priority for this year and next year. Yeah? So, and be given our full support behind it. You sure that you are going to have it this year? Or?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, so we would like to have it this year. So the 10 million that is if I got remember, it's mostly for procurement of equipment. Equipment, no.
Yes.
So that is what we've been trying to do with order remote equipment. So like the Deputy Secretary himself, we've submit him every equipment. Most of the equipments we've needed him before the central tender board. So we were just fingers crossed number 2 this time. We were hoping that everything can process, and then we can. According to the supplier, we're ready for deliver too, because it's part of the contract too for deliver. But if we can't do it, then maybe next year, if we can roll over for next year, then we can continue on with them. But it's our priority that we would like for fulfill him if possible this year.
Okay. Well, we'll take your word and the comfort that you have. Let's come back to mining, the Director of Mining. In the fiscal strategy document, there were, I think, some page 18 or something. They were projecting some 49.5% growth in the Gold Ridge nickel mining and Gold Ridge's production, and also the nickel mining operation, which they expect that it will reach full production capacity in 2026. What would you say to that?
So, sorry, thank you, Chair. So that is the plan that they...
Speak to the mic.
Can you speak to the mic, please?
So that's the plan that Gold Ridge and Putim Kamfomifala. At this time, they still need to submit the application for this fall expansion where like Mekemia. We are currently looking at the feasibility study where Okata Sendem come in for that expansion, and with the help of Okata consultants that we got them through our World Bank project, we go ahead to review that feasibility study, and we note a few things where we'd like Gold Ridge to really look at and answer before we accept him na feasibility study, and then we go into the actual expansion of the mine.
So with that feasibility study report and approval that you will through your process will do you think this is something that can be completed in 2026, or fiscal strategy document and put in a lot of hope for develop mining sector, including even a sharp increase in the profit tax too. But now you are saying to us that even the feasibility studies on the expansion plan is yet to be submitted to you. And going by your process, I don't know, you remember by you explaining it, it takes almost 6 months to do that? So a lot of projections that we are making fiscal strategy document and reflected in the financing envelope here. I think, we are quite doubtful about it, which means that there will still be a huge gap along the financing envelope law 26 budget here. So please inform the committee so that we can at least qualify them now. Some of these projections that have been made and featured in the fiscal strategy report here.
No.
A 49% growth here. That's an excellent projection here. But then now hearing from you that even the feasibility proposition for the expansion is yet to be submitted, that puts a lot of doubt in the revenue projections here. Because already we have about 1.something billion deficit. If this situation is real, that could be a further expansion of some going up to $1 billion deficit more for next year. Please, you know you have a talem come.
All right.
Well, maybe just describe to us that you haven't received it. It will take another 6 months, for you for your office to assess and consider, so that we can qualify that in our report. Would you be comfortable with that?
Okay, thank you, Chair. Just a correction. Feasibility study have come in now.
Okay.
So they've submitted the feasibility study. Our review na have highlighting something where me fala no really satisfied with them. So as much as you may like them, this fala economy have for grow with their projections, but me fala must threaten this one first time.
Okay.
Because we don't want to enter into this and then only to find out later that, oh, you may a little bit.
Okay. So in the project, for us to join in qualifying it, what's the time frame that you're looking at, for you to conclude your assessment on the feasibility?
All right. Yeah, thank you. So, me mentioned him a bit earlier. We have some consultants under the World Bank project. We're out helping me for us. So we've done most of the environment and social ones. We have another consultant where he just arrived yesterday in Noma. He's a Hemblo one fala firm where me taken for come help him na our current technical advisor, lo one fala mine master plan, yeah. So me follow by using him too for him me look now at the operations bit of the feasibility study. So we aim to at least have a feedback for Gold Ridge Mine by first or second week of December.
Okay. So on the environment aspect, yeah, that is jointly one them Director of Environment, isn't it?
Yes. So we can share what we have. So, like me just received yesterday another comments from my consultants. I will share with my colleague director, and then what was the next steps we will both discuss, and then we'll take that.
So if say that by December you should be able to conclude all of that, when can the expansion investment start?
So it will depend on Gold Ridge if what the requirements if they can meet that immediately, which I don't doubt that, but me depend how soon now I can meet what the requirements and come back to us.
So in your own considered opinion about the projections that have been made, are you comfortable that 26 we will see some kind of in both nickel and gold mining license that you have issued out, yeah? That kind of projection here, you think is it realistic for 2026, or maybe we should scale it down?
I don't wish to speculate at this time. At this time, I'm very hopeful no more.
Well, you're director of mining.
Yes.
You're quite familiar with the mining operation. So.
Yes, but
all of us here, we also rely on Malayu here, but you also rely on the World Bank experts too. So I think you are on a comfortable ground to rely on the experts below the IFIs, yeah?
Yes, so thank you. So as part of the development budget, we follow put aside an allocation for assisting this for the goal expansion project, yeah. So with that assistance and the how by Gold Ridge answer come back for a quick time, we're hopeful for 2026, but maybe not the beginning, maybe towards the end of the year. he might realize him some fala projections maybe have come through. And on top of that too, Chair, if I may, we are working on regulations for nickel, for pricing. Yeah. We've done for bauxite, it has been gazetted.
Sure.
So blow nickel and gold concentrates na mi fala wakalahem, ma fala soon mi tapotem otalo 80 chambers, so that mi fala can get those regulated, and maybe we can get more from this fala mineral products that are going out by way of royalties.
But bauxite, yeah, we have been given information on that too. Yeah? But bauxite, yeah, is it true that you were really under pressure to try to, reduce him or do away with it? Is that something really happened or no more?
Sorry, if you can repeat that question.
So
do away with the mining operation?
No,
or?
the pricing, on the pricing along bauxite, yeah, and the inclusion in the
okay.
tariff. We understand that, probably the two ministers were under pressure to roll it back, which means going back to zero now. Yeah. So how are you still hopeful that it's not going to be zeroed again, or how?
It should never be zero.
Yeah.
Royalty should never be zero, yeah?
Well, it was zeroed before. I mean,
is that the tax, or are you
I
referring
think the export duty. Because
are you referring to export duty?
Yeah, because all of them are dependent on the export duty rate here.
Yes, Chairman, I think for export duty, Bamino Garam, any comments on that one? But for royalties, never me have a comment lehem that like currently now everything at 3%, no maya. So the bauxite royalties, or the newly regulated and gazetted one, yeah, we'll try for work towards that with references to the London Bullion Exchange here, and the numbers that we put in, like working backwards. Yeah, because this is you may pay royalties to 3%, and we'd like these bauxite and nickel. We follow no pay royalties to 3%, but low actual pricing where him fitting for him, and not 3% as regulated law, current law. Yeah.
So that's above 3%?
Yeah, it should be above 3%.
Okay. Well, as long as Tuwala continue for maintaining that position, would be good. Yeah. Yeah. So, was the mining side, yeah, but I'm still 2026 projection. Yeah, him a little bit doubtful, a little bit. Yeah. Quite unrealistic. Yeah. Let's come to the yeah.
Can I on the mining one?
Yes. Okay.
Given the OSM chairman having relayed, you me I hope everyone government now, or I hope too much now. But you may everyone that by mining you may hold a good life. But him look also me repeat him same problem lo logging here. Logging was contributing a lot to the economy and government coffers, but budget forestry sector investment maybe remain very lethargic for all those years. And so that first sector, really doing the things that were necessary to, one, impose some discipline and sustainability and all that kind of something, was proper management, but also to see how we could more out of the resource. And me, just sideload mining here, me thinking also the big things for us so that we don't repeat or get a bad experience blowing me from logging is to, one, now this fella lab, so this fella lab, it's good you're getting equipment now, but that new building, so there needs to be seriousness. I mean, we spent 2 billion of our own budgetary resources to build stadiums that nobody uses for 90% of the time. Abe, bank posting 1 billion or thing no way, man. So we could build that in 1 year if mining is as important and as significant as the government says it is, then you tell him what your commitment, tell it inside the budget for him. So I'm just wondering whether that's something that, and it's not knocking you fall back when you made a bid or development planning, or you did not make the bid. You just think, it's too hard, so I would never fund them. So I think that building and everything in it, equipment in it, it's highly likely we're middle of November now. Ministries have come before you, have complained of CTB not being able to meet. So stuck procurement issues blow to go past now. And so it's a high risk that you won't get the 10 million procurement law equipment here, in which case you're going to have to do it for next year, and that'll be a supplementary. That'll force you to maybe halfway through the year. So we will have nickel going out, bauxite going out. We have no idea what's going out in those things. So that one in me one for key issue you must fix him, and the sooner we do it, the better. And I don't think the amount is the issue. You make a forceful case for it. So government recognize him now, tell him in every document, hey, mining now, the next big thing. Secondly, in terms of mineralization, you have a fairly good idea now where the next big finds are going to be here on Guadalcanal and Marovo and other places. But just take the case of Guadalcanal, Colola and other places here. You have a fairly good sense of where the next big finds are going to be. Me thinking also, perhaps the government should take another approach. And if I look law, government now prospect. Get some technical people, prospect lot place here, then get them more tenements here, then government now hold them. And government just find them commercial partners, so that we don't have the risk where, the private sector, like a Rosimot, but hiding pricing and any kind of something. We have more control if we know. We license ourselves, the government, through an SOE or through some vehicle. Unless we do that, we run a very high risk of transfer pricing if we lose control, and especially the big resource or SEM. Goldridge, I think, is an instructive example of the things we must do to improve law governance, law this first sector. So that has to impose some kind of a change in policy. This fella minerals bill come here. There are some good things and there are some terrible things in it. One of them, clause 49, government no involved no financing, no tasim, no smell him. Drive him that interest. That has to go. That the disposition of government must change. It must engage in that sector. Otherwise, we're looking to replicate what I'm logging to do for all these past years, and it'll be a terrible thing. So logging him rain always, so I might grow back. So that's something I think you must think around him. Me thinking also you will not issue any more mining licenses. And if you have the slightest excuse, close him down first time. Or get another license here. Make him look good, price must go up first time. And then this is the other thing, policy. It ought to be conditions of the mining license. The time world price or commodities price is here, him crash, and him go below break-even point. So to suspend them mining operations there. They'll just be operating for cash flow for what exists no more, but we won't get anything out of it. Run lose no more, but we're losing the resource. There has to be some protection that what mineral resources no go, just to keep a company going. It's not in our interest. We must get them something. And on the other hand, is the windfall. So windfall because borrow thinking good yet. So a certain profitability range above break even, and then above that price no more change. Everything else production costs same. investment, same, and therefore above that there should be a much more equitable share of that windfall profit because price no change. So that has to go in. You may not delay one. Worry Blumina is or something delay. Then in the meantime, resources are leaving the country. And the matter of associated minerals, that has been a problem for all this time. So we are held hostage to information coming normal from companies here. We ourselves are not in any position to know or to tell what's in it. But give him come, oh, so much tonnage. I say, okay, good, nice Christian money, so we all believe in you. Hey, this one, by me. So these things, it just seems to me, mines is now at the part of focus law, both the economy and government revenue. But it's not showing in here. I mean, you've got a total of 30 million. 80 million, even if all 30 million go normal mines division here, and geology for that lab here, it's not going to be enough. So this, obviously, Chairman's going to be making a very strong argument, no debate. It just shows, yes, we will identify straight one night, but no, you're not serious. And we just want to ascertain whether that seriousness, you will now no serious, yeah? So you will never give him go, so they never considered it, or you will give him go now, but August now no serious and not cut him.
Deputy, what would be your response, law? You know that very latter point below, yeah.
No, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader, for raising those concerns. I think these are very genuine ones, given the importance of the mining sector to the economy. I think in terms of the consultations, we have had consultations with the Ministry of Planning, their officers coming to us. I think you will appreciate from the past that our Permanent Secretary has also raising the same concerns on this platform. I think this is something that we will take with us and probably consult with the respective ministries again and take it from there.
But for the purpose of our record, did you make the bid or?
We did make the bid, I think from what I understand that have happened within the Ministry of Finance and divisions, officers from, I can confirm that officer from the Ministry of Planning have come and having divisional consultations, and our bids have been given forward. Unfortunately, things stand out the way it is now. So this is something that, as I've mentioned, and perhaps other ministries too, probably will continue to see where we can work with our partners, our stakeholders. And the gaps are big in terms of what we really want, but that's the reality that we have to face and take it from there. That's how I can look at it. Probably Ms. Ask and respective directors, I understand, Wota, you have a greater consultation with them planning, if I can say something on that, or?
Well, it's pretty interesting because, when you speak to all the other ministries that have the same priority, being prioritized in the fiscal literatures that have been made available to us, they were able to get the resources. Agriculture, for instance. Favorite Tim Bloom, agriculture. Yeah. They're doing very well. So, anyway, I just want to leave that comment like that. What do you think, Director? Please.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, we acknowledge what Leader you Talokam, and we just like for providing update number that we have a cabinet paper. Soon time Minister come back from overseas trip, maybe next Thursday, there's going to be a cabinet paper submitted on the equity participation. So 49 yeah, look at me for our team from there.
Good, well done.
And with a paper on direct equity participation, we will also got him for establishing one for SOE. A vehicle where for moving this one, and that one by that for SOE him I also got him this for ability for conducting like prospecting too.
Well done.
That's good.
By me come
Yeah.
manager, by me resign, me come run.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a reversal of policy.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So, COSAP,
Thank you for doing that. I
It's
mean,
not
you guys have
Babifala.
actually amplified their position during your hearing on that bill.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so, and Director, thank you for taking it up and then pushing it quite, really early as from that hearing to have the changes to the bill. Because, Mosemia, remember, the comments that were shared with the committee by the governor. I think those are very, very critical comments here. Just looking at the investment integrity of the investors, the foreign investors coming in. We did ask him whether or not it reflects, the kind of transfers into the capital account here, which forms part of the net foreign reserve of the country. And he basically said, very paranormal nil straight, nil. But here you are still giving approval for exports going out, even more on the prospecting, but it doesn't reflect on the kind of transfers, foreign direct investment transfers into the capital account or country. So that one and two was something that you have to really collaborate one time, foreign investment division, to really beef him up. They must come with some kind of a committed capital investment, whether it be in prospecting or even starting up, their investment plan in the country. But for now, no more the Australian New Zealanders to give him aid money, so he still got him money inside local capital account where form part of that reserve. Yeah. And then I think the export receipts here too, man, with whatever that has been exported. So these are very worrying situation. Yeah.
I'd like to suggest, Chairman, that you will make him come recommendation, especially Lord this for the lab here. So it goes into our recommendation to the House. What do you need to build? You will get him design and not something for building finish?
Thank you, Leader. Thank you, Chairman. For the Geochem laboratory years, so far we only have the EXO and geotech studies undertaken, except for the design. Design is yet to be done. And probably we are looking at supplementary, probably next year.
Supplementary? That will take another time, you never know, maybe 6 months, before you can have it. Make that recommendation and then we can put it in our report. If time allows us, our recommendation might go down to cabinet, and if they see urgency in them, they might ask for variation to the amount. But you've got to come up with a proposal.
That's right, yeah.
That's the message that Mitwala could continue for Talem Ivala. I mean, this is the priority, this sector here. But it doesn't seem to be reflected in the way that you are bidding. So, as what the leader say, it's either you bar or deliberately you didn't bid for it, or other knocking you off, simply because I would like for help him out level along, this kind of activity that is going on, including every illegal something that is going on there. So, or every GDL and more take him gold dealers license here. Yeah. You stop him that one too, Director. Yeah, GDL here. Stop him straight now. We are not receiving anything at all from those guys. Through something, even look strong on me. Yeah. Tula account yan I am telling governor and bara confirm him na him no man no inting him say. So kaita blimilo Australia no mas him come silen be Zidan lo capital account here. That's how you read the economy. And more money coming to Itwalo, Solomon Water and what others here for the infrastructure, which is quite good. And we are going to ask you about the TINA too. Yeah. By me allow more for go loan more. Tina.
Enough now.
Eh, tu balai.
Member right to us now.
Consultant you stop and pistem mo money no. Him double ya. Man. So where are we at lo Tina Hydro? Is the director lo here or please?
Yeah, I think have our TINA project here at the back, so probably you can elaborate on that, John.
Yeah. So firstly, you know, are we going to go for another debt financing? Is that what we are going to do? And will it be in 2026? Because I think you don't have the money to complete him, yeah? We have to go and then get a new financing, yeah? Please confirm it to the committee. Are we going to borrow more additional funds to complete the Tina Hydro? Let us know. Can you bring the consultants to the mic, please?
Yeah. John, please come.
Yeah, Director, you move, come lawyer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yes, there has been escalation of cost due to 41 months delay
Sorry, escalation of cost.
of the cost to the project. So
By what?
by $75.32 million.
Same amount we buy him borrow first time. No, buy him borrow first time you say 75%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
Yeah, so the that cost, if you like when we break them down, Mr. break them down, but if no more, then Mr. Kalanomus and that government and sorry, the project the Minister of Finance, by look World Bank already is giving certain extra finish for grant and 25 million. Half them for grant and half them for loan for the hydro facility.
25 million rupees or
Yes.
US?
Yeah. And
12.5 grant, 12.5.
yeah, 12.5 grant, 12.5 loan.
Is it in the non-appropriated or? Oh, yeah?
I think.
I think we're in non-appropriated to this thing.
Sorry, Director, you know, we are guided by documents here.
Yeah.
So hearing that we will carry out here, it's not based on just come custom story. It has to be based on figures, statistics, numbers that will support him now. What now in charge of appropriation? Yeah? So if you say that it is going to be a grant, here's the grant or that additional funding from World Bank, and me confirm. Because in chat law, the appropriation, there doesn't seem to be any reflection of Tina Hydro law appropriation, but World Bank law here, community benefit sharing project normal here. Is that yours?
Yeah,
And the Tina Hydro, I think, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm law Tina Hydro too, but I'm grant for community benefit sharing projects. Water supply.
It's quite a sizable amount. It's about 45 million. No, non-appropriated. So I was going to ask you that one. Addition.
What happened so far, World Bank already signed an agreement with SIG Finisher for additional 25 million.
25, not 45.
Not 45.
Okay. So what is this 45 for? PS, any idea about it?
Me Savatulo, that one.
Well, it's under your head, yeah? Head 28, Ministry of Mines. And, do you have a copy of the development budget, PS? Before you come here, you read him development budget too? Yes. You got a copy production?
Yes, it's just for Chairman, for the Ministry support to commitment to Tin Hydro project and 1.2 million number for next year, yes, according to papers that I have over here. I think what project manager, deputy project manager referring to is in terms of support come from donors, I believe.
Yeah, it's 45 million, yeah.
World Bank level.
World Bank level.
I think that one by either funding away grant for support law project for payment consultants and also dam safety panel, the lenders technical advisors, where support him ministry through the project office. So
I'm not 45 million, you 45 million.
yes.
Yeah, man. Quite huge.
Yeah.
Just law consultants number. 45 million, man. What money I think first, then next year no more. We will finish now. We will go find him more consultant come. So that 45 million does not, you don't think, or you don't have any clue whatsoever whether it's related to that 25 million USD you're talking about, or?
Maybe maybe finance, but have a good law. Details will jump out signing with him World Bank or agreements here. But law additional cost due to the escalation of cost here after project delay from COVID-19. Yeah.
So please, you go ahead and.
World Bank can commit and signing agreement with government finish for additional $25 million US. DFAT and me, I'm also signing agreement for grant of 4.5 million US. That one for meet him now, diversion law road, law Mankiki village, up there law go towards project dam site here, and also for support go law project office. Because project am delayed, and by delay now, I'm delayed 4 years. I should have commissioned 12th September 2024, but now I'm by commission now 11 February 2028. So project office and by extend more. Otherwise, I should finish now or this year. I'm commissioned last year, but extend so funding and we were supporting project office now, the operation law project office. Yeah.
So total 75 million US.
75.32 million US, not total.
Not extra, total extra one.
Escalation.
So escalation, good word. Escalation.
I mean, you can delay project delay or the incurring cost now, or like total time project 150 initial cost 150 million, and now go towards loan for hydro facility here. 9.6 million put in reserve as for inflation, for cost of labor, cement, steel. So time I'm delayed, it's all at 9.6 here, and I'm go up for 34 point something million now. But I'm also I might not buy him say use him no more because I'm reserved no more for as years ago. Immediately after COVID, price below cement and steel and go up here. But by 2027, looks like go down. Go down. So, one of course escalated na that one.
Cement.
Inflation to something else, cement and steel. Inflation, something increase inflation. 9.6 na original, 9.6 million US dollars na originally, and reserved or provision of put him inside law. This for EPC contractor, but due to the delay, escalated to 34 million.
Man, me no remember time lo COVID inflation go kasim more than 100%.
I think so.
I mean, you go from 9.7 to 34 million US. Go, I think 1,000% increase lo inflation, man.
Well, and now it's all a project company, I'm picking Kamlogam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then you will swallow no? Because inflation was higher. Supply chain disruptions were common during COVID. Shipping was a real issue. You look at stadium here, COVID too, building here. They were able to deliver it on time. They made a big loss. ECC made 100 million loss on that project, but they pushed forward with it. And government really facilitated. No matter some ship come, everyone wear a mask or some director unloading on steel road or something. It just seems really unreasonable, you know. Cost escalation here, because for that size of 15 megawatt dam and that cost. Anyway, government have swallowed now, so hat for me pulung hukem pass lo bel lo government na. But going forward, no, you are confident there'll be no more borrowing.
Cabinet, concluding that conclusion on make a resolution for no more escalation. Accepted now. Law project there.
And then the contractor, main contractor, agree and sign no more escalation. No more cabinet say no more escalation, my vote escalate come by me how.
I'm for ministry responsible for right goal company and Talemot na.
So cabinet has directed PH.
Both ministries, Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Mines and Energy.
Instruct the contractor?
Yeah, or no more, and also no more loans for this project. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that should have been a condition for signing extension, yeah. Loan for extended agreement with the Mogata contractor. Say, this one, last one, yeah. Give us a guarantee so that if anything is over, you will not pay. I'm not CCEC doing no game stadium, yeah. Everything over, CCEC pays $7 out. They made a loss on it.
Well, location in China, power purchase agreement signed between Solomon Power and the company, China Hydropower Limited. So after this delay, there was a claim settlement after negotiations between both parties, and it's a settlement they come up with. I'm not government up to solder him now.
Yeah, but government solder him, government can impose conditions. Condition for government step in, I'm all same. Finish now. No more. It sounds open-ended. If go more, it's say, oh, there's something also variation by also more. And government no way must borrow more because no one's selling.
Yeah, actually, some of the funding so $75.34 million. I'm no something else. I'm no committed from out concessional financing parties here. So government plans them is for getting grants. As I'm directed from cabinet for taking more grants than loans. So what worked upon green climate fund for, the government already send him go along to the bank. That bank not accepting loan now, yeah. With concern side of tariff, yeah. We just hope no more that green climate GCF survey. I'm going to give him $35 million grant. Yes. No, completing $75.32 million. Yeah, come on, like for take him grant no. So one for also nara submission him go ECDF Blue Korea for $11 million US for high concessional loan. The Korea ECDF interest rate loan, and good, 0.018%. So, and now, government, concentrate low to Valley, where grant and loan, but highly concessional loan. For using now, impact low tariff. If you take a loan, and by impact low tariff. This will levelized cost of energy and by go up. But BAM kasi we are currently in SIE operating, but BAM too expensive for in here. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, for example, 1 million, 1 cent US, 1 cent US. Increase 1 cent US, equivalent to around cost of $800,000 US dollars, yeah. For Solomon Power, PPM company, that time under power purchase agreement, yeah. But companies sell power to Solomon Power, and then Solomon Power is selling company customers. Yeah? So,
the structure of this whole thing, right from the word go now, may put them something too expensive. So we speak about diesel displacement, but it shouldn't be about diesel displacement. It should be comparable to other, 15 megawatt roughly equivalent dams across the region or similar sized economies, rather than you say, oh, you mean displacing diesel? Of course, diesel is expensive. So if you're talking about displacement of diesel, give him out more loan, because anything it'll be feasible still. But because you may talk about comparing with him diesel displacement here, in the ideal situation under those original projections, we would get a 40% reduction, original power purchase agreement, from tariff this time, reduced one by SIA, to when it comes on, Tina commission, we would get a 40%. The irony of that 40% is we would still be the most expensive in the region, because you may compare with him diesel displacement. We're setting history for ourselves. We're going from the most expensive in the region to, after Tina, the most expensive in the region still. Just the economics of it, I don't know what makes sense good to me, but we may stuck not because of, I think, negotiations in the beginning, make me come stuck that situation. So now the escalation is just escalation on another component inside, but the entire framework is already in place, so we can't extricate ourselves from it. There are comparable dams, 15 megawatt dams, similar design, using similar materials built by others, which have been done for around 50 million US, 55 million US. So I don't know how we ended up in this situation. It's costing us several times more. Anyway.
Situation blaming Barava. So refresh the committee. The initial funding that got executed before, what happened to that one?
Sorry?
Is this basically a continuation of the original financing arrangement that was made, or this one here, where we are going through right now? I thought that the initial financing arrangement here got lost, right, because of the Rao Imigarem first contractor here. And now we are bringing in another contractor, and that's why we have to have another additional or a new financing arrangement. Is that the case or no more?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. Contractor and same.
same?
Hyundai Engineering. And now contractor below Tina Hydro Power Limited.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What about the original one? What not calling me? Something Korea Water or one?
Key water hem now Tina Hydro Power Limited and member key water Korea Water. Yeah.
So now we are getting another subcontracted to another.
ME contracting na Hyundai Engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. So key water no hem na Tina Hydro already some company layout call them Tina Hydro Power Limited.
Last time I was talking to the PRC embassy, they said that, we now have our Chinese company.
Oh yeah.
into
Hyundai Engineering, we have now EPC contractor and subcontracting na Sino Hydro.
Exactly what I was asking you to confirm.
Yeah.
Oversimplify them now, what I'm here. You are contracting another giant to another giant here. That's why they are pushing the price up. But the choice you make choice cabinet make him, so you and therefore even the original intention that we have about that hydropower, I'm useless. Nothing now. And I can tell you what nothing blew me in the first place when I made the choice about Tina Hydro. It is basically to showcase our ability to be able to come up with a better mitigation project and commitment towards climate change. But then when we commercialize it, nobody me and the double M. Because people seize the opportunity to commercialize all interests from all angles now, both internal and external pressures coming in. That's why we ended up with this situation. Anyway, you may have to live with it now. As you know, some of us were really at the foundational phase belong making this decision of Latina. Some 20 years ago now, 30 years ago too. We have to shift from one scheme to the other, and then eventually ended up with this choice of Latina Hydro. Even I thought that, if we should have gone back to the run of the river scheme law, Comarindi, it would have been much cheaper than for me to continue on them dam law. Anyway, we lost that opportunity, so Muslim now. Muslim. But thank you. Consultant, just go and find him out no more whether or not you are aware of this particular provision or non-appropriation, of 45 million. That is also for the Tina Hydro project too. It is from the World Bank. Possibly that's the same one that you are referring to, 25 million. 25 million would be almost about 200 over million, is it? SBD? How much now? 45? 4,500 over or 45 million SBD, USD. So there is only 45 SBD coming in for next year.
300. Million SBD no on non-appropriation budget.
45 million SBD.
45 million.
Let me find more.
Okay.
And then let me say what giving come Okay.
And there is also an urban water supply and sanitation project. Is that something to do with Siva or Solomon Water? Also in the non-appropriation. I mean, document belong money. I mean, legal ministry, you should be well versed with it. Should be well aware of it. There's a non-appropriation problem. So we are just asking you, are you aware of this? Urban water supply. One, second, additional financing urban water.
Water.
Oh, underwater, yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll refer that to Director Water Resource Department. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we are aware of that. Thank you, Chair.
What is it? What's inside?
What is it for?
The triple SP. I'll give it to because it's for salmon water, urban water supply for Honiara and other urban centers.
So
we have salmon water strategic manager here. He can better. Yes, I may explain that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman.
Please come forward.
And while you're at it, salmon water, give us an update on Congolese water treatment project.
Thank you, Chair of
Water, yeah, please.
Public Accounts Committee and your committee members. Firstly, as you know, our CEO has resigned.
Yes.
So we have been, have to step up and come and help with this. So so basically, the UW SSSP is a program for urban water supply projects in Solomon Islands. So basically supporting Solomon Islands Water Authority 30 years strategic plan. So we have gone through the first 5 years. So we are now going into the second 5-year program. So it's a program, but it has these sub-projects. So one of them is, as we all know, is the Congolese water treatment plant. We also have the reservoirs project, pipelines, and also some of our provincial water supply system. So it's a 5-year program, basically supported by ADB. ADB is the lead agency, and also World Bank, GF, and also government and SIWA are contributing towards this program.
How much of it now loan? How much of it not loan, government or SIWA?
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have the information with me, but we can provide all the details, the breakdowns for loan, grant, and also SIG input into the overall program.
You do that. Is it an own lending from the government? So it's the government that borrows from, if it is a loan financing, yeah? Then it comes to the government, and the government normally own lending, the SOEs, yeah? So can you confirm that, or you find out?
Yeah.
You find out and then confirm to us. So it's quite a sizable amount here. It's about 20, what year?
26.5.
26. But that is only for next year. You were saying some 3 years,
5
or 5 years?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically our 30-year strategy plan is like our infrastructure
So
plan.
ADB has invested into it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this 26 will only represent one particular year, isn't it, for next year?
Yeah, as I said,
You have to find out
it's
details of it.
it's basically they divided. A little bit complex how the arrangements are, but like example for Congolese, there's a component where World Bank is funding, and the other component ADB. They have a formula for distributing the funds, but we should be able to provide those information to the committee.
Congolese meeting say water.
No, it's here.
Eh?
That's the community benefit sharing project.
I know what routine.
Oh, yeah?
Congolese treatment plant meeting say ADB 30 million US or something or same.
our understanding is it's 15 million. That was the contracted amount.
15 million US.
Yeah.
And where are we with that now?
I think we have.
Me no swim lo morning na me ask.
Yeah.
Grief no me grief no today. No water.
Hey, Rowan.
I think that's probably it's already public knowledge. The contract has been terminated. So I mean to date, I think to date only basically limited work has happened. Yeah, I think around 5%. Yeah, so basically the project is by hem stop. Yeah, hem stop. You buy me here, legal officer might help for explaining further, but I think that's the information I can share at this stage.
5% of the work done? 5% or what now?
Basically, minor earthworks.
Yeah. Bulldozer go dig no more?
Yeah, that's correct.
So baru no inting lo atap?
Yeah. With that 5%, how much has been expended?
Yeah, I think I don't have that information also, but we can.
Please can you find it out?
We should be able to provide that.
Yeah. Good 100% na go finish man.
No, it says 6% go, yeah? 6% of 15 million was spent for 5% of the work.
Yeah, you know.
You may always on the cash side too, everything,
Yeah, man.
normal everything, yeah. So, in your understanding, you know, being the strategic manager, yeah, how will we position ourselves going forward to get some better arrangement, quality arrangements, you know, to get some of these projects going? I mean, you will still have your resources available next year.
Yeah.
Can we continue to rely on all these international bidding results that come in, and then therefore we are going to take people in, or should we stick to our own capacity, normal local content?
Thank you, Chair. Like I mentioned, UW-SSSP is divided into several sub-projects. Like I mentioned, we have also the reservoir projects. It's around 90% complete. Our trunk mains about 80%. So these are all different projects occurring at the same time. We have also in Noro, Ziata, another project basically upgrading the water treatment plant. So that's progressing well. Unfortunately, in this case at Congolais, we basically of the opinion that the contractor has not performed.
So how many years now since signing a contract?
Basically, if I remember correctly, I think it's since 2022.
22, 23.
Kasi mo 5% no?
5% no more?
Basically.
Deputy Secretary, this matter, I mean, it's now in court, yeah, man. Court issued some ex parte orders.
Oh,
For stop and termination with previous board doing. So now there's pressure, that's why CEO resigned, and one board member will resign because pressure from ministry and the new board to re-engage. As well, a company law. Sorry, Gearman company.
Yeah, Gearman, please.
Gearman company law in there. So, I mean, this is an issue ADB has placed Solomon Water in because of follow cheapest bidder, lowest bidder, so give him go. Their due diligence processes, procurement process blog at Celev2, I mean, obviously defective or weak. So you ended up with a shady group. No perform, and then you may lock up now. You saw lock system very inefficient. But the problem is, me no swim lo morning. The problem is it affects people's lives. The service is not being delivered in in the way it should be. It's everybody feels it. It affects everyone. We have to find a way to get around it. But re-engaging that same company cannot be the solution.
No, cannot be.
This Deputy PS is come back now, because I hear that there was a directive from your minister to the CEO for re-engaging company, and CEO cannot conscience blame no allow him for doing, given all the problems that has happened. So he was faced with no option but to resign. This one Barawa, no good something to us. I can understand from a policy standpoint, minister like him, something must happen now. Oh, mahem lo koti, so how na for me quick time happen? O sem re-engage him out money. I re-engage him out go no, do him go no. Ma yumi start no mo with money, konem yumi na eh. Yumi giaman lo yumi na eh. If yumi re-engage him mo with mo eh. So I think this has to come back. Lo yuval lo ministry, sit down with him, Solomon Water. Two things meeting in one. Restore them to the schedule of the SOE Act, so that they have some protection, law board. And then two, don't be so adversarial between ministry and board and management, law Solomon Water. It just seems to me it's just too adversarial, and therefore you've just lost a good CEO. Someone that could do a lot of good. But unnecessary pressure to do something that we know is wrong anyway. And then leave him case here and play out, but get on with a new arrangement, which means ADB needs to dance.
Yeah.
So we're not put him lo inside lo made. So lift him leg out from made now, cause him knee now. ADB has to share the blame. But to go back to the same, to re-engage the same company, this is the issue, the pressure you will put on law board and management. That cannot be the solution. It already is not the solution. Why should we, think that if we may re-engage, all of a sudden they turn out to be out of doing work? So it's a real problem. I don't think there's politics involved. I think low political level, they just want the thing done, important to get the thing done, but what good man now by doing something here?
But well, it's a very good point, and I like the way that you recommend him that the reinstatement of Solomon Water back into the SOE Act. I think they've done so well as an entity until this German project, I mean, not German, but I mean, this particular project, Tiana can put him a lot of pressure, and then people basically acted outside and then exert him, pressure. Eventually, it got taken out of the SOE realm, and now it's a statutory body. Yeah? So I think get it back there because it's good for this institution. Solomon Power, Solomon Power did well.
Yeah, they do, and still doing well.
And they're doing very well. Solomon Ports are doing very well. Yes, please.
Add?
Yeah.
A recommendation, no? Ask him. CEO resign, ask him to go back. Then you will withdraw directive here.
Yeah.
Then leave him go back. But them Solomon Water go back law. Yes. SOE schedule. Give them some protection so they do the work they know, the professionals they know they will do.
Because it is, I mean, if I were the CEO, I jump out and go to here. You are really open up to the political pressure here, I must say.
You, because you black belt.
Yeah, yeah. So, you will put him come back to SOE. Miguel Zavala worked so hard to put that SOE Act there.
Legislation blame, time finance minister.
So, bring him come back. I must say. Bring him come back. And then, I mean, it's so difficult for you to even find him or the good CEOs along this particular utility, I must say. So, yeah, that's not a bad idea, invite him to come back again. Invite him to come back again.
Hem resign no more, me start for no susing lot morning no. Yeah, before the talk, what I come no more. I say what money, mark him no more too much.
You, I think every time no swim no more. Yeah. So, yeah, please do that. And then come up with them, some better details along this project as well too. Yeah. What is your understanding on it? And Iwala submitting what report level to annual report level?
Yep, basically. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Solomon Power is doing very well. Fortunately, I'm a little bit pulled down, go back more. How more? I mean, I thought they are financially strong, but what to pull down, go back too? Yeah. So, yeah, I think we have come up with some, better solution for the situation law, Siva, yeah? I mean, salt and water. And let's see how they will go. But we are going to feature it in our report. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Thank you. Salt and water. So you may come now, Lord Iswala. I mean, budget. Yes, so many renewable energy, renewable electrifications, and all of these. How much of can we have the director of energy just to give us a kind of details of which one now on hydro, which are on solar, and so forth, and what's your rating along all of them? I mean, how many micro hydros have we built so far throughout the country? And which ones now, communities that are benefiting out of the solar, for instance, yeah? Photovoltaic technology. And we have some ideas on this?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And I think in terms of our budget for this year, for the energy division, 1.2 goes for TINA, and 1.3 for reform within the electricity sector, and then 4 now taken for the RE, the renewable energy. And I think from previously from the games, we have a lot of backlog projects. If I cannot deliver them now or over the time of the games here, and I think with the 4 million there, roughly the cost of doing a 40 kilowatt system at the rural areas is roughly around 2 million. So looking at this 4 million, but meaning 2 million.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So having this very
40 kilowatts.
40 kilowatt system. So
4 million.
2 million.
For power, how many houses?
Roughly 50 to 60.
So for wire remote house, inside 2 million.
Yeah, wiring, transmission, and generation of battery house, labor cost, freightings. So around roughly 2 million.
So it's not possible for cost sharing. So you say money wire house blue, we will connect him to grid.
Yeah, well, we sometimes try to practice that, but sometimes rural areas and really hard for them too. So if you bit semi-urban areas, but a little bit easy for that. So looking at this budget of 4 million, only 2 number, and then but since
which particular scheme na this one, run of the river or some 30-meter dam or?
Yeah, some of these projects mostly solar straight now. And some of those runoff type or hydros, we feel just like continually finishing up several projects where outstanding due to the disturbance or games happen, like for example Fox Bay, Logorel Canal, and then Lomakira. So actually those projects are not yet completed as well. Because we also have outstanding solar projects at schools.
Yeah.
So a very big burden to Maslow in terms of this budget. So I think that's one of the reasons that we will have all these RAEs every year, but then we will slowly go complete them. So lucky for some of those schools who are under some institutions like churches, for example, ACOM, they're able to support us, co-finance with some of the components for the project. So the projects are going well for them. But others we are under like provincial government for the schools or even at our rural health centers, and very difficult for really completing those projects. So we are slowly delivering over the years for this backlog of projects. So I think in terms of the renewable energies, I think the reform mainly look at the current reform within the regulatory part, the formation of the independent regulators office, and then the current reform law electricity act as well.
Thank you. Yeah. So you think that the real challenge is rural electrification, or but based on renewable energy? Going forward, is it something to do with because of the financial constraint of government, so government is not showing much interest in putting resources into that? And I thought that, these are possible investment that, our donors can put some interest in them. Why not you?
Yeah, with that approach, we continue to talk with some of our partners, and then we had recently have submitted something through the pipeline projects, and hopefully they could have that support passed if they could find partners or donors for that. We've submitted a 40 by 50 systems through the pipelines, so we're full for that. But that depends on the partners as well, for the funders. But for the different partners, we are actually working with partners like ISA and others to really come into the renewable energy space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an agenda that we could push with Australia, for instance, that is now basically it's not producing anything on other fossil fuel and extractive industries productions that they are doing, both China and US here. So it's something that, if we put it in the right context and discuss it with them, I'm sure that it will generate a lot of interest, possibly because of the pressure that is on them. That they are not reducing any reduction, no any sign of reduction here, the side of fossil fuel and other extractive industries investment that they are doing. So try to explore that space, donor partners. But of course, these are some of the things that, we might raise the debate in child law chamber. Any other thing where you missing water?
No, I don't think.
No more? Well, Ministry, man.
Solomon Power, no come.
Oh, no, it's right at the back.
Oh, you talk on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, those
At the back. Please. Yeah. How?
Come on, front.
Yeah, please come. Yeah. Come up to the front. Yeah.
Chairman, while Solomon Power have sort of come up, me like share him the procurement and funding challenges law, especially side of solar. Now, when we talk about supplying solar to a school in Temotu, now with the charters here, very, very expensive. So we'll appreciate sometimes we freight him over the solar kits here, a big cylinder go for him. If payment no come out on time, MCP go, maybe wait for another couple of months more, even half year. So these are some of the challenges that we feel observing. Several provinces here, like help too, but then it may still fall short of the cost that happen on the ground. So we are dealing with what with money, and which have been trying our best sometime last year and this year too. So we'll try again next year. Thank you, Chairman.
MID has got a provision law, side law, assistant law shipping. Yeah. And order increase him not this time to almost like, I think 15 million, yeah? 15 million. So we are asking them to give him list of those beneficiaries law last year, 2024 and 2025.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see who now to receive him, because it's really meant for the remote
That's right.
regions, believe me. Yeah? It's a very genuine provisions law budget. Now what money apply me to here, man? What man law near, but take him too. The shipping. So I've actually asked them to give us a list for 24 and 25. And we'll see. Yeah. But thank you for raising that point, because these are the provisions that NM should really help me to help the ministries. Yeah?
That's right.
To get the delivery right on to all the remote regions. Believe me. I think we have moved away from what the franchise. Yeah, what franchise? Yeah, go money. Get money me one. Yeah. Everything. Or get money me no. Or go around low, they were all around low, child place low, and then come claim for franchise now. We must say, oh, hey, every story believe me, more same all of it. It's
I think you said
Solon power. Actually, this will the whole. I mean, it's also in the fiscal strategy document law. Yeah, that we are still the highest tariff in the region. Yeah. So is that something that, just on the price modeling we cannot address him, or is more of a structural issue within the establishment and the nature of delivery that you have in the country?
Thank you, Chairman and committee members, for giving me opportunity for answer my questions. In terms of electricity price, I think as Chairman you rightly mentioned, we are one of the highest low region and also low wall in terms of unit price. You mean around 70 cents US per 1 full unit electricity. That probably come down this year from 80 cents, so drop. So there's a few factors where cause him price below energy for him higher. You mean the one fella key one is the inside law modeling. There's allowance where you may take them for investment. So with the current investment, substantial amount of investment where you may put them into energy, especially the support we're doing for TINA, and also the renewable energy transition. So basically moving from diesel and try for doing renewable, very expensive exercise. The current commitments by me, you may have to make them now, but the benefits by him probably come low future or long term. You look in case below Fiji this time after one of their big dam where what doing that investments 30 years ago, and investments have already paid off. So now they are enjoying the benefit of cheap energy. I think in the low Pacific, I think Fiji Nagaram the lowest tariff price, mainly because of the generation mix blood. So in terms of the other, like me mentioned, the generation blame predominantly from diesel, up to 98% hem diesel, and generation from diesel one of the most expensive one low wall, and having said that, garam those policies and strategy for changing that one, yeah? And this time na hem osem you start for looking those plans hem come osem ministry mentioned him the investments that you medium Latina, yeah? Even with the escalations that hem come by hem also garam the impact immediately law fiscal and financial positions blame me, but I think those investments are key for get them. So you raise him, I think you're right, this structural issues to him contributing towards the high energy prices.
The thing for invest lo sawo too, sawo geothermal. This is more reliable than the option than the hydro. I mean, me always thinking that, you know, if you me what want to believe I think, you know, we can do a better scheme and better investment going forward into the future with Sabo, geothermal. More stable supply scheme. What now do you think,
Thank you, Chairman. As me mentioned,
so Sabo lo non-appropriated 2 year. Sabo monitoring support, or that's more low seismic than the risk or something. Yeah, nothing on the geothermal, is it?
Just to step in on that, I think with regards, Chairman, lo Sabo, the Energy Division, we actually start for look into Sabo, and we are putting in the policies valid the start of last year. So with this current review of the national energy policy, I should go inside, and then we should start something on Sabo. For looking at great potential of Sabo, I think I'm more stable, as you correctly said. And I think once we put him across law here, I should cater for the whole town and for the next few years ahead.
But the presentations, Tina, they did a comparative with him Savo. If Savo was harvested energy there, then transmission of it was going to be outweigh more now the benefit of the source energy. Anyway, that's another discussion. But me, like, come back normal or tariff, because you got two components. One, fuel. Now this will investment, you know, me always trouble. For so many years, it was an excuse for overcharge low tariff here. And will be any former director law. GM sabe good. That's why they come amendment last time, or start look him. So when you're looking at investment, you're investing in distribution lines or whatever. Those are usually, in a normal commercial situation, those are usually cases for capital raising. So there will be additional shareholder equity, or there'll be debt and so forth. That's a normal way you finance investment expansion, not by rating it on customers, especially when the tariff is so high already. So that approach really has to change, and that component should either drastically reduce or be totally eliminated, so that when you're making profits, and you're making huge profits, they're really unreasonable profits. How can you make such big profits when people are really, households, families I'm talking about here, really struggling, carrying a heavy burden? And not, you know, they're struggling to put food on the table, but price flow power is so expensive, and it's artificially expensive because of this so-called investment component. If we go back over the years and we look at the amount you collected due to the tariff component flow investment, and we track that precisely to what the investment was, I'm fairly confident that there will be a huge mismatch. I know you're doing more of late, because Tina come on, some more solar farms are coming on, so some of that's being plowed into. But prior years here, there was almost no investment. Distribution lines just stopped, same for so many years. And World Bank put in quite a lot of grant into this, and that's how it should be done, not rating it on users. So this idea of rating it on users, we have to move away from. But the way Solomon Power is behaving with that tariff thing, and it's been facilitated, permitted by ministry, it invites competition here. If I'm also, okay, well, we need competition. Move the regulator out and have another player and see if that competition will bring the prices down. But the prices should come down without having to resort to that at the moment anyway. So meeting him was this one for big problem. Price of power now should be less than half of what it is. Would be my contention. Look, this one. So every time me look in annual report, believe comfortably. Me first thing me look na me go look what na bottom line. Me by full weekend me grief no way. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing when you're making lots of money.
Yeah.
Time meeting log at mommy and daddy were struggle. Picnic no go school now because no in school fee. Babem cash power. Yeah, it's a real problem. So Solomon Telecom and Solomon Power, you are key enablers in the economy. Unfortunately, you both, but you worse than Telecom. Solomon Power, not you personally. Nobody say money all the way. But Solomon Power, stifling economic growth because we can't have these industries that use a lot of power invest when power is so expensive. So it's an issue must come back to the ministry too. Former director me we pray hard about this one last time. Fasting for long too. Cost money. You must address it. This one, this whole investment component. RFA.
Please, Solomon Power.
Thank you.
You know we can empower. You please, you remain in power.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader, for those comments. Very valid comments. So I think power for you achieving reliability and also you expand him network across the country require investment as you mentioned him. So I think it comes down to like the way you finance the investment and key as you highlight him. So now currently I think we try to prioritize grant financing, which is cost cheaper for financing a project, and then leaning towards concessional loans. So which really highly concessional. So that comes down to one what call them model, some weighted average cost of capital. So I think that is a key component in the model. So time you get them funds through different source of financing, and mostly if you get them through grants and probably support from government, and also cheaper financing by garam impact. The question on investment, something you may have for changing way. We need to invest to sectors where needing power must kasih motaya. But I think the question now is how do we finance those investments, and I think something where really critical this time. So I think as you may speak, the new tariff study currently ongoing, should finalize by end law this November. Then probably by 2026 you should get a new price for the non-fuel component. The current tariff study done with ministry acting as an interim regulator. So the scrutiny on the investments and financing, those are asked of us for try for looking what alternatives and cheapest form of financing mifalsavet doing for help reducing tariff price. So, and then on the other component, tariff fuel, which really fluctuate with him global fuel prices. As you me, mostly me fuel price take normal or that market. What me fala also try for look at it is to look at option for probably how na mi falsave control the fluctuation lo price lo fuel. So mi fal try for look at what call them fuel hedging. Inside the region, I think Fiji na currently implementing over the last 8 years, so successfully doing implementation. We also get in touch with him, the same consultant we are doing for Fiji. In terms of how for managing the spikes in fuel price. So I think that is one fella innovative or new something where me fella try for explore him. I think the benefits was once me fella implement him directly pass through our customers no affect him bottom line blow me fella. So the initiative for help them and for help them customers in terms of how now you may get them price below energy for him no unpredictable. You got him price nara month him $6 nara month him go down $5. So you like for I think what me fall try for them is the objective is to smooth the spikes low fuel price by doing fuel hedging. Thank you, Acha.
Director, when you're looking at this tariff new proposal blog, you cut them down. Whatever it is, you cut them down. Whatever it is, it's just too expensive. You must cut them, you know, spoiling life of people, burden too much. We almost always think about family or the household, but struggle too much. I mean, unreasonable. Me like ask about Tingo Loreno, me told this come back, but we wait for you will go. Make him Paulo get you will go now.
Thank you, leader, for the question. So, Tingo, I'm under one for a project where I am finance, co-finance World Bank and Solomon Power. So project for 5 all sites, so 5 all different sites across Solomon Islands. One falana Tingo. So that project currently ongoing. I think the latest where from this month is civil works na progress. But the challenge with Tingo Mifala facing is you don't have the infrastructure there, wharf or the logistics for get the materials down, and then how now you transport them these things up. I think the Deputy Secretary also tell him the challenge, but we are working, doing our best to try and complete him that.
What mining truck raran lo deno mitol go big dump truck mining
go there.
So maybe also help.
1 month not also.
Please.
Yeah. That's a promising position that you present him. Yeah. But then Tingo I am register land too.
Yeah.
Should a station lo there? It is a register. I used to be lunch before, so I think I'm going to register me. Yeah? Yes. So, yeah. Coming back to the original question about, that the tariff on investment. If you assess him now, the bulk of your capital investment over the past, say, maybe 20 years, the majority, is it private funding by Solomon Power or some kind of a grant or concessional loan where I'm only lended to or granted, and normally I'm only lend to you? Do you have a mix of that?
Thank you, Chairman, for that question. So currently, as we from last over last 10 years, from 2014 to now 2025, the balance sheet grow quite substantial, up to close to over 1 billion investment you may do that is expanding for go out rural. I think develop 2 new big power station lo honera, mainly because demand lo honera have increases, so require a substantial amount of investment. The current balance sheet position composition mostly grant financing and equity, so loan mi fala garem up to 5% debt to equity, no, so there's still space in the balance sheet for me for get them loan. So in the pipeline for developing renewable energy, there's quite a loan that me for sign up for try to get them the big battery storage, so that one hem allow me for still garem that loan financing for other key project.
No, what I'm saying is that why that you this investment tariff, and push him up too much now, the overall tariff,
Thank you, Chairman.
You are generating from your equity and possibly private funding. You loan, loan directly to other commercial banks here or other overseas financial sources?
So,
but apart from what others were affiliated loan government.
Thank you, Chairman. So, me fala garam one fala direct financing from one fala development partner. So that one have no come through law SIG. So direct funding. But me fala also garam few other on lending from SIG. But I think coming back to your question, I think the most of the funding for projects have mostly grant and equity, so contribution from company assembly dimension. You collect them from profits and then you reinvest them back inside law operation by investing.
Yeah, so they're really proving the case here.
Exactly. I mean, you
proving
are
the case. You don't need this component law.
Component law there. I mean, me start over them so on SIA before.
Oh yeah.
Because director law energy, not this one law. And we have never spread our tariff modeling so much deeper into the investment here. Behind them, just harem law that. I think the only one that we came up with was the automatic fuel price adjustment, which is now because of the fluctuation law fuel. That was the only one, but it was supposed to be weighted over a period here. You may let them know more for him go grow big. So I think you need to go back again and then see the non-application for the period here, where you should go back again when the price came down. You assess him, then you lower it, and then go same. So some of those things now you may not be doing for over those period, and problem is because you may one you forget now you may go raw level here, then no one was look back into some of those price modeling applied here, but during those times I still remember that we've allowed very little low investment here. Simply because it's always the government will be on the forefront to be able to source it and then on lend to you. And we will always say to you too that please, you don't go beyond that, in the way that you come up with the tariff. So now let me ask you more the question here. The bulk of your investment over the past 20 years here, is it out of some private, when I say private, with the commercial banks, or any other financiers outside, or where you may build and operate, transfer those options, I think you are I think we'll need for a little bit look back at this one, man. Yeah. DS, you see on calls up on the money, then try for whole and back long to Valaya. But you are also being pushed to try to invest long renewables, low the other parts, low provinces. It's like seven, because before we were selecting, we were so selective and cautious about opening up now the supply area below Solomon Power. SIE at that time. We started off basically Honiara, Auki, and then go to Gizo. And then we were so cautious about, opening up law to other parts law. This is the problem of me having too many provinces with him. And then you may have to open him up the supply areas because it has to be declared as a supply area. That could be one reason too. Yeah. So now that you like him for Golotingo, yeah. You mean must for solar, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. So the idea for doing this fala access, so increasing access and energy affordability to fala competing. Mainly because some comes down to investment. If you want to increase him access, quite expensive for them, the investment. And the other priority blow government policy to renewable energy. And renewable energy not cheap. And if we want energy to come down, you must get them down no more. But someone has to put the funds for get them that thing
That's
down.
The point. That's precisely the point. And we're saying that cannot be foot by the customer only or mainly. But at the moment, you've just proven the case that mostly it's financed by on-lending and grants and or something also. So what would be really interesting would be data to see over the last 20 years or something, where you may look in component of tariff here, how much now you will collect them. So yeah, and how much now investment the following year. If we can track that, then by me looking more selling about a investment, and so it's justified. But if we can't track it, then I'm looking some selling him go cover no more inefficiencies and lack of productivity. So your profits are not driven by efficiency or productivity. It's more the tariff because it's compulsory. That's really my fear. But the financing here, me not think a big issue here. Because government is very willing to facilitate financing, cheap financing. Tina Hydro is getting loan from Korea for 0.000%
Hey.
Yeah. What is all 11 million US here, component here. And then Exim Bank lo Japan too. Give him come 180 million last time COVID funds here, 0.00 something too here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get cheap financing. And still, tariff component. My argument is you don't need the component law investment here. It can be financed other ways. We're much more commercial, much more realistic. But cost of living, ting people, cost of living.
Consumer welfare assessment, you need to look at him. Anyway, I mean, these are some.
You Secretary Board?
No more. For FC.
Oh, UFC.
Chief Finance Officer.
Bayu go singar lotman antabli waktu hier kam liu baik terabo.
Mem holem jola price modeling ya lo there na yeah. What you're thinking? I mean, meeting him that over the last 20-25 years, you can actually trace back when Solomon Power is actually picked up here. By 2006, they were really dead. Worst SOE na Mitalem Legal Street.
2000 come now.
Yes. Place below ATM below the every board member. Every weekend they go and then sign their checks there and then cash him out straight no more. ATM below there. That was the very reason I threw them all into the SOE out there. For cleaning water or one there. So if you look at 2000 and what? 10, 11, up till now, what's that, 15 years, isn't it? Then you are building almost about 500 million reserves. Eesh. FC, I think you go back a little bit, then look back normal modeling here, because, I really want us, to come back and then look after consumer welfare, man. Strict quantitative modeling is not the right way for you to really get the right equity inside this kind of a quantitative exercise here. You must assess him go to situation with consumers. And that's why the state is there. And the state has a bigger pipe. Sometimes they try one no more here. For source income now, a better, more desirable capital financing into all these institutions. So it's basically the way that you may perceive him no more, whether or not we will make something out of it, or you may apply him where now should be equitable to all. Consumer welfare, the interest belong state, that institution, if all everyone work out of there, reinvestment into the infrastructure and so forth. So me really supporting what money the talem last time I remember, this time joining me now, so me talem come later because the only tariff that me make him not just APA, automatic fuel price adjustment. But you all know cross there was a right time here Saddam Hussein me invade him now Kuwait then George W. Bush and over there go senior one year go fight him Saddam. That was a time, and then we had that fluctuation. So such a long time ago, you me all man now, but that was it. I think our point is that, please, I think let's revisit all this, and no need for Tolowe Golongo or the man outside, because the origin block the tariff here, you miss no okay me. Shall price the fuel price tariff here, APA, which is now I think you must have money. Reward him or remodel him more. You miss no make him. You know the ADB come again, you know the white money, you shall have no more. So something for him for change him no more. You are spending another better money that you could have transferred into the consumer welfare by way of improved or much reduced tariff to someone's pocket. I think we have expressed ourselves very well on this, but we will say it in our report. And we would want you to go back and then see to it. It's really affecting what the people believe. And especially when you see real income is going down. It's not picking up. It's going down. The trend is going down. IMF is saying that. Trend is going down. So we've got to keep this on our watch here. Well, that's it. I think was sufficiently, what we can say about all the issues, all the subjects.
I just want to say it's very good to see a young man.
Oh yes.
In a very responsible role.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well composed too.
Yeah, you very good.
I'm really impressed. Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Cross, think I'm cross.
Yes. Yeah. So. The Secretary, pass him some message here along PS and Minister Blaitola. Tell them what come back. They have quite a heavy load to deal with. All the subsectors below Minister Blaitola. And we are talking about something from where we're going to pitch our hope going forward into the future to matters that we have to deal with very essential things, water, electricity, them really affect him now. How about the ordinary people in Chelo country? So you are such a well-placed ministry that them really touch him now, the ordinary people's life. So I would say, no matter you all bored for the last 2 hours, so Deputy Secretary, thank you for appearing before the committee, and we want to say thank you so much now. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you.